episode 2. We have
How's it going?
with Vapid. It's been a long time, buddy. It's 2 years in the making. But we're
It's
back.
good to be back.
It is. I'm looking forward to where this takes us. We got quite the rhino here to my left. He's going to be our special creator guest, asking all the tough questions. Ooh, that was aggressive the way he put his hands on the table. Did you guys see that?
He's got some hard questions for us.
Yeah, you know me. I just can't contain myself. I've only got 3 options too. I tried.
And then to my right and Vapid's left, we have the featured guest, star of the show, Mr. NightAngel, the one and only.
Thank you.
I know you don't like the accolades, but we're going to go through a few of them here. So we got Bruffy's most verified creator. He's a Rockstar verified creator, one of the few that is both of those things. One of my personal favorite creators. So happy he's on PS now. He's on PS, Xbox, and PC. It's not enough good things to say about him, but I won't continue to go on because I know he's cringing right now. But it's an honor to have you here, NightAngel.
Welcome to PlayStation, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's about time.
So, I guess to lead off, thanks for everybody tuning in. We got a bunch of people tuning in here. But to lead off, to dive right into it, what got you in to GTA? I've been wondering this myself. What got you into GTA? Is GTA 5 the first one you played? Did you play the ones before that? What got you into GTA?
My little brother gave me...
Sorry, hang on.
Please stand by.
What an excellent start. I just ripped the mic out.
He's too excited.
So my brother gave me an Xbox 360 when I started settling down and having a family, because I used to be like a hardcore skateboarder for most of my life.
Nice.
And then when I had children, I just picked up gaming for something to do. And GTA was like one of the top games at the time, and that's what came with the Xbox. So I just hopped on, and the rest is history, as they say.
Your tracks make so much more sense now.
Yeah, right.
No, I can see it. Yeah, no, it's cool.
How much did we have to pay Angel for this? He's doing this one out of the kindness of his heart. He's here on his own accord, and we're honored to have him. So you get in on Xbox.
I ain't giving you my bill yet.
Oh boy, we gotta cut this short, fellas. It's been a good one.
No, I'll take care of it.
But no, I'm just kidding. It's great to have him here. It's he's widely regarded as, I would say, the best creator on all 3 platforms. If not, he's in that conversation. So you start out on Xbox. What was next for you? Did PC come after that?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I was just kind of dabbling around. I'd started racing long hauls, actually. And then, that was all I knew for, 6 months or so. And then I met somebody else, and then they told me that you don't have to race with catch-up, and then,
kind of
that
opened your eyes.
World. Yeah. And
what was actually...
I was just... Sorry, carry on.
Sorry, go... No, you can go ahead. My bad.
I forgot what I was going to say anyway, so yeah, can't have been that important.
I was just wanting to know, who exactly, or I guess, what was your first, I guess, introduction into, the GTA creating world, or even just the professional, I say, racing world? Because we're talking about, this is 2013, right? Right when the game is new, so what was that like?
Oh no, I think it was around 2014, 2015 when I started racing properly. And that then it was just literally Rockstar Land races on Xbox 360, like First Corporation, that sort of thing.
So how did that segue into you getting into creator? Like what
um,
inspired you to hop into creator? Did you have a friend that told you about it, or you stumble upon it? How did that come about?
do you know, I can't really recall. I think, did you guys ever hear of a race crew called GTA Race Crew?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vaguely, yes.
that was kind of like the hot crew at the time, and there was a few people sharing jobs on the social club, I think, and then we would race them in playlists. And then I just thought, oh, I'll have a go at making something. So it was basically just checkpoints and red and white barriers back then. Like you just get a route through the city or the hills or something, a couple of red and white barriers, and that's it done. 20 minutes. Yeah, that was probably the first foray into it, and then when I moved over to the Xbox One, yeah, it would be the Xbox One. It was the Cunning Stunts DLC pretty much at the same time. So it was just like dabbling around with the creator and the props and the menu and yeah at that time. But it was uh, probably quite a while before I really started trying to look at the creator and see what could be done with it rather than just chucking stuff down on the map and then calling it done, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because like before Cunning Stunts came out, that's fun to say, but before that came out, there really wasn't much to the creator. It was just your basic barriers and stuff, and a lot of natural road usage of natural road and routes, and that kind
Yeah,
of
that's right.
opened the door for a lot of people. I'd imagine.
I'm curious, what kind of creative things did you do, um, throughout your life? Like, what got you to get into the creator, right? Like, or was this kind of
Um,
your first foray into building stuff?
no, I mean, being like a skateboarder, I guess you're kind of creative as a person anyway.
Yeah.
But like, as far as art and things went, like outside of GTA, I'm really bad at it. Like, I can't draw at all.
And
Okay.
that's funny because the GTA creator all it is really an art form.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100% agree with that.
Yeah, no, I'm just, yeah, that's really cool because I knew a lot of skaters growing up, you know, and it's the same skill set, you've just got a problem to solve, and you've got tools and you've got materials, and so you just make your ramps, you make your rails and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
That's
right.
cool.
So did anybody really like come to you or reach out to you and show you different things, or are you mostly like self-taught in the
Yeah,
GTA creator?
pretty much self-taught, just with a group of friends giving each other feedback. Everything else is just hours and hours of doing loads of things wrong, to be honest, until you find out how to make it right.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really do anything great the first time, but obviously you know you've got quite the discography behind you in the uh, in the creating world.
Yeah, yeah, bit of a nerd. For sure.
So I gotta ask you this: have you ever built any kind of skate park or anything in GTA with that?
Uh, no, not really. Like, I guess you could call stunt racing kind of the
Yeah, I was gonna,
similar kind of thing, in a
yeah, because
way.
yeah, it's almost I don't know because you got those big tubes and they're kind of like half pipes and you can do
I did
crazy stuff with it.
I did Minion
Yeah.
Mountain last night, and it's just like the first corner, you've got immediately two different options, and I can totally see, just that inspiration from a half pipe and, just cutting through a bowl. And then I noticed you've got
Yeah.
like a grind on the right with a ramp that doesn't really lead anywhere, but just it got me thinking about, you know, just creating stunts and stunts in general, and just having all those options. Yeah, no,
Yeah, I mean, like with skateboarding, much like stunt racing, it's all about precision. Like, so that's talking of that track. Like you've got a barrel roll off of that ramp through the minion's legs, so you have to be precise about where like how you're going into it to
oh, well, and
make the
that's why I
thing.
didn't. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm not good
yeah,
enough to
yeah.
do that. Yeah, exactly. That's
It
cool.
seems hard, but you do it a few times and you're like, yeah, that's all right. You know.
So you start out on Xbox, and then you transition over to PC, and so now you're doing that, and now, it's the end of 2023, 2024. You're on PS now. What has that
Yep.
been like? How's that experience been for you creating on PS?
Uh, really good. Yeah, I'd say PlayStation has like the nicest people out of all the platforms. There's obviously some really nice people on Xbox and really nice people on PC, but overall, I've not really had any bad experiences with many people. Like,
Hmm.
just all good, positive people that just want to make tracks and race.
Now, as far as the creator is concerned, what's up, Owen? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. As far as the creator is concerned, is there much of a difference creating, on a PS controller to an Xbox controller to a PC? How has that been for you?
Well, we'll take PC out of the equation because I was using like dev menus there, so it was magical. But like between Xbox and PC, it's really no difference whatsoever. A couple of things that you can say on PlayStation in the description you can't say on the Xbox, but that is the main difference. Everything else is the same.
Gotcha.
Now with dev menu, you're talking about like, cause I'm pretty new to PC. I'm not a PC. I wouldn't call myself a PC gamer, but dev menu, is that like basically you can slap together whatever you want with keyboard and mouse? Is that kind of where that's how that works? It kind of
There's yeah,
explain that.
it's like a creator tool. So there's like this really awesome dude called MTK. You may have heard of him. He like wrote his own menu, and with that you could like edit already placed props. You've got like access to loads of modded props. You can remove anything you want that's in the game, like all of that PC magic stuff.
That would be so awesome to have in
Yeah,
this
like
console.
So
The
Pond
thing
Skater
with
just
says, "Tell them how bad the PS controller is to the Xbox controller, dude."
I was gonna bring that up. Now,
Thanks for tuning in, Pond Skater.
I would like to know your opinion on that because I know my opinion on that. But what was your opinion beyond that?
right when I put down the Xbox controller, picked up the PlayStation controller, I felt like my fingers were being stretched beyond their limits. Like, it felt really wrong in my hands, and it took a very long time to even learn how to race again. But now I'll go back to Xbox, and it feels alien.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
It's new for us. I mean, even the PS4 controller. Oh man, I wish they just
it
stuck
was
with that
so
design.
nice.
And the not to get into off topic here, but the malfunctions you're seeing with the PS5 controllers, they're not even lasting a year for a lot of people. They're not a fan personally, not a fan.
oh yeah.
They're sweaty. That's what I don't like about it. They make me sweaty. They're hot and gross.
Owen
Anyway,
says with soft braking for open wheels, the Xbox is superior. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, breaking on Xbox is a lot more fun than breaking on PlayStation, actually. Like with the controller, it seems to have a better breaking on the Xbox controller. Don't ask me why. It could even just be placebo.
Do they
I
have
feel
the
like it's all.
resistance and the triggers that PlayStation does? Is there that it's the resistance pushing against
Force
your fingers?
feedback.
Yeah, it could be. Like it's almost like it's a bit more responsive with Xbox.
Ah,
Like even
interesting.
Okay.
with even with the steering as well. Like it's a bit more drawn out with the PlayStation. Press it a little bit harder, you know. Like I can't brake boost on PlayStation, but I can brake boost on Xbox. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah. No, I did not know there was much of a difference there. But yeah, Chad is agreeing with everything you're saying. The vibration is so much better with the Xbox controller. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Well, now I feel
Nah.
cheated,
Yeah. I guess we got to
I
head to Xbox right now.
But
right?
no, but the
I
PlayStation
yeah.
controller is still the best one at the moment.
Really.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up, everybody?
I
Thanks
have
for joining. Sorry.
I
Okay.
have not. No, you're good. No, I have not gotten the chance to race on Xbox with an Xbox controller, so I really wouldn't know. But I just from 15 years of playing on a PlayStation controller, it just wouldn't be the same to me.
Oh yeah.
Something that I guess I learned today. The creator interface, you're not moving props with the mouse and keyboard. Like you're moving the same way we do on PlayStation and Xbox, right?
Yeah, yeah, you can do. You can do it with the keyboard if you prefer. But I just had my Xbox controller when I was on PC and just cracked on with it that way.
But it wouldn't be like you use the mouse to manipulate the cursor in game.
Uh, yeah, you can like you can. A lot of people
You
use
can?
the controller and then use the mouse to like drop the values of stuff because it's just 10 times quicker than like
Right.
using the
I get you.
D-pad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
All right. So I got to ask you this while we're kind of on topic here. So you've created on all three platforms, obviously. I need you to pick, and this could be over, over the years. You might have different answers here, understandably. But what is your favorite track of your own that you've built, whether it's on Xbox or PlayStation, PC, it could even be through the years, but take me through your personal favorites or maybe even your absolute favorite.
Um, I think my all-time favorite would have to be Nürburgring. Although it's nothing like its real life counterpart. Like that's my all-time favorite track. I've spent hours on that track, hours and hours racing it and adjusting bits over the years as well.
And that would be on PC, right?
It's on yeah, there's a version on PC, but it's the Xbox version with 300 props. That would be the better version. But that's a hard question though, really.
We got
Like
some
that.
in the chat. We see some. We got Atlantis. One person said has to be Marvel. Car Junkie said heck yeah, Nürburgring. Marvel was epic too. What platform is Marvel on? I don't think I've seen that one.
That's Xbox, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, this is making me want to go check out some Xbox stuff because these sound very enticing. But it's not. I hope this isn't too off topic. But are you a fan of racing in real life at all?
Not particularly. I don't follow it. Like my dad's a big F1 nut, so I've watched a fair few things and like rally races and stuff, and like been to a few events, but nothing like I'm not buying magazines or following
Yeah,
people on social media
yeah.
kind of thing.
So
That
go
that's
ahead,
been
Bevan.
kind of
Sorry.
the biggest surprise to me is that a lot of people in this community are not really, big racing fans. I don't know why that's surprising to me, but that's just something I've picked up on over the over the few years I've been here. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's funny, really.
It's shocking because you guys are, very good route builders and know the ins and outs of what a good racetrack entails.
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm in the same boat. I don't mean to interject here, but it's the machines have always interested me more. Like, what does it take to make all of this happen?
Yeah.
And I've always loved like driving. Like, did autocross for a couple years. Doing STS and a Miata. Just I've always loved the idea of motorsports and like how it works, but I think it's more like the problem solving, like just understanding and that knowledge, that quest for like what makes it tick, I think is what is analogous amongst most creators, what we all share, like how does this work? How do we make it happen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, for a long time, I thought of the creator kind of like a puzzle. So, like, bits could fit into different corner scenarios or something, but you need to find that perfect puzzle piece, or in our case, prop, to go there to be kind of like the best sort of scenario for that particular segment in the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got in the chat, I got to shout out a couple people. We got Owen in here. What's up, Owen? We got Kobo, Bulldogs. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining. Make sure everybody watching, all these guys have their own YouTube. So, NightAngel is under his same name, NightAngel UK. Wreck and Randy YouTube, and Quite the Rhino is his same name. So make sure you are subscribed to them as well. But we got the Car Junkie says that your Nürburgring needs to be ported to PS5, and then Owen says that's why we need to have crossplay in the future, and that's an interesting statement. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I really hope it is. And what's up, Kawhi? You're in here too. Sorry I didn't call you up, but what's up? Thanks for joining.
That would be crossplay. It would be nice, yes, but yeah, it's kind of. I don't think Rockstar is in it for that, to be honest.
It comes down to licensing, right?
Yeah.
Legal.
There's a lot of moving parts that I don't think could get over the hump, to be honest. But there are ways to port tracks to other platforms, at least from PC to console, as far as I'm concerned. I think there's ways to get Xbox tracks over to other platforms, right? I think I've seen Copy Creator is one.
Yeah, they could be ported from, I believe, PC to PlayStation for sure. I'm not sure if you could get Xbox to. I think you could get Xbox to PC, but I don't know if you could get it to PlayStation.
And then you'd have to, go through
Well, actually, now that I'm pretty sure I've seen a Brosif track on PlayStation, I'd have to double check that anyway.
I think the PlayStation guys are just taking the values from GTA Lens and just manually doing it piece by piece, right?
I think a couple people have done that, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's copy-paste. I don't think they're doing it piece by piece. I think it's more of you copy all the values at once and then paste type thing. But
okay, like editing dude. I don't know. Don't look at me. I just work here.
Yeah, there's in the stunt community. There's quite a few people on Xbox that use GTA Lens to copy tracks from PlayStation to Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I tried it once.
It's tedious, right?
I did like 5 props, and it took me about half an hour, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this anymore.
You could almost set the props quicker than that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so, this kind of brings us, I think, to the state of creator today and where we're at. We're kind of in this weird limbo of we have an expected GTA 6 release in 2025, late 2025. But, the creator more than likely won't be available day one. So where do you see Creator now today? And I guess, where are you hoping it goes? It's a big question, but where are you hoping it goes? GTA 6.
I'm hoping for a positive, happy community that care about quality. But if we're talking about tools and things, then I mean the jury's going to have to be out on that one, isn't it? Because if we follow Rockstar's way of doing it with GTA 5, it was very basic and then more basic. And then towards the end of GTA 5, where we're at now, they've given us all these tools, but it's just a little bit too late, isn't it? As long as they kind of look at this platform and say, look at this like incredible creator community that they've got. Let's just give them all the tools from day one. Amazing. But we're gonna have to wait and see about that one, aren't we?
Yeah.
I
So
want to.
real quick, the first part of that. So you said you want a happy community that works together, and
Yeah.
do you want to elaborate on that first part, and then we'll get into the tools aspect, because I know that's probably something Rhino and myself are interested in as well.
Yeah, I mean,
So, like, what do you
like,
envision? I guess is my question by that. Like,
well, I'd like everyone to know the techniques of how to build, and everyone sharing stuff and not keeping things secret. Like all the glitches and things that exist, like that makes the creator a lot more fun. Like it's very guarded by a select few, isn't it?
yeah,
I don't really need to name names. We all know who they are.
yeah, no.
But yeah, just a bit more community spirit would be awesome, wouldn't it? Like egging each other on, keeping the motivation up.
Yeah, building people up.
For
Build them up,
sure.
don't break them down. And I think the more people that know how to navigate Creator and use it, to its full potential, that's better for everyone, because that's more jobs for everyone to play, more quality jobs. It's tough for
Yeah,
people,
that's right.
just learning if they don't know how to do certain things. That's why, to touch on what we were talking about earlier with tutorials and are they still relevant today? Absolutely, in my opinion. The more tutorials that are out there on how to do everything and anything is great, and should be shared. So I definitely agree with you there. Now, as far as the tools, what would you want in a GT6 creator? Like, how do you think it could be better?
Like all the tools that we've got now, but like without any restrictions. You
Yeah.
know? Like being able to
It is very
edit a prop
restricted.
without having to like delete it or pick it up and then it loses all of its like coordinates and positions and stuff. If you could just pick it up and you've selected that prop, it stays still and then you edit it. Just that little thing would save so much time.
Hmm.
Yeah, just more options to be able to do what you want to do, rather than feeling restricted by prop counts or
Yeah.
areas in the map that you're not allowed to build, or
Yeah.
trees that have got some stupid mile-long hitbox coming out of them, and you have to build all the way around it. And yeah, that sort of stuff's really irritating. Like, just give us the lawnmower and a weed whacker in the creator. Like.
Yeah, terrain editing would be amazing. But
Terrain
Yeah.
wheel? Oh man, I'd give
yeah,
anything
it
for a
just,
terrain wheel.
as long as they don't take anything away, um, they'll give us a set of props. If they give us the same framework, that's fine. We'll just continue doing what we're doing. I think they have an opportunity to improve on their system to move more towards models and textures and the ability to paint things. But
Yeah.
then again, I'm not a coder, so you know, I'm not sure how they could make it happen. But
Yeah.
No, that's right.
I feel like that would probably be fairly easy to put in a game like, GTA 5, for instance. I mean, what does it really run on? It's just a matter of will they listen to the community or will they, keep it, pretty hush
Well,
hush.
Yeah.
also, I mean, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that there is evidence of, Rockstar being at least involved with our community. Like
Yeah.
certain things have happened or have been said within the Discords or someone's YouTube channel, and then the next update it's there. you know,
I mean, who's to say
like
they're not working on it? Maybe they are, and they just, for one reason or another, haven't been able to, get as far as they need to for that.
Well,
yeah,
that brings up an interesting sort of congruence of both of your comments in answer to that question about what you want for the community and what you want for the tools, and then bringing Rockstar's responsiveness to our communities into it. I mean, I totally agree. I found out the other day that in one of our creator challenges that produced 2 community verified tracks, so like I don't know how the intern that's in charge of picking tracks is doing their searches, but somebody there at least knows that there are communities that are doing creator challenges and that these things exist. So, that sort of gets to the question, like, what do we as creators want to do in these 2 years to show Rockstar, we're not just this disparate collection of people that are aggregated on their social club. Like, we actually have connections, we actually play each other's tracks and we're actually doing stuff and I don't know.
That's a great point, Rhino.
that's a very great point.
Yeah. I hadn't even realized that, Rhino, that until you just said that. But I think, in terms of what Rockstar is selecting for community is, it's debatable depending on who you ask.
Yeah,
but regardless,
right.
Even you two. So you two are both Rockstar. You've had community jobs, and I've heard both of you say they picked my worst job. So it's. I don't know if you said that specifically, NightAngel, but Rhino definitely said that. He's like, "Oh man, they picked my worst job," So it's. I love that they're doing it, but I wish there was more user control, and then they kind of take the job from you. They change the description, they change checkpoints. I mean, what is all that about?
Yeah, well, I said like when they started doing it, I was like, if any one of my tracks is gonna get community added, it's gonna be Ruins of Athena, and then it was. But when they had like uploaded it or whatever they do, it was a version that was like 6 versions old. Like it was whatever it was, like 200 props from like a year or year and a half before it was uploaded to the community jobs list.
Interesting.
So yeah,
wow.
like it like like if you played it now, the 300 prop version is a lot better, but the version that they did add was a worse version of what existed at 200 props.
Man.
So yeah, I mean, it was still pretty cool to like get a shout out by Rockstar, but I just wish they asked me first and said, which version do you want us to put out?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And also, like, if they're doing those community surveys, like, why didn't I didn't get a questionnaire? They verify
me
what
neither.
my jobs.
No.
Don't they want to know what I have to say?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there. I just thought of that just now. Sorry.
Not even a congratulations, you've been selected.
I mean, I
Yeah,
do
but, like,
that
the
they're
worst
doing
thing
it,
that-
though. It's cool that they're at least recognizing the community in some sense, even if it's the Rockstar sense of things, which is whatever. But it's cool that they're doing it because they had stopped doing that for a long time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're picking it
that's
back
true.
up. So that's
And we're
But
noticing, so
The worst thing that like each and every month that goes by, and I look at the verified jobs, I get really angry on that day because I see another job by somebody else that's already had a job featured within their community series. And by featuring that one person again, they're taking it away from someone else that deserves to have a little shout out by Rockstar. Like,
Yeah. No,
there's so many great creators, and it's like they pick 20 and they're just going to keep recycling their tracks or death matches or whatever it may be.
the coolest thing about it, in my opinion, is the crossplay. So now you're seeing jobs, I'm playing Xbox creator jobs or I'm playing a PC job, and you're getting so that aspect is fantastic. But yeah, they, man, I really wish they would just kind of free that. And I happen to believe the last update they did for creator was maybe, in my opinion, the largest and best creator update. There was so much stuff added, and lobby options, in-race options, and you could really fine-tune how, if you're running special events or anything like that, how you want those lobbies, the way you're able to fine-tune them now with all the settings, ambient vehicles, units. There was just so much content added in this last one, and we're just kind of breaking the top on. What were your thoughts on this last update?
Oh, it was great. Yeah. But I don't know if you remember, I made a video because I discovered this weird thing where you could get the weather options in your thumbnails. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the update comes along, and then you can't do that anymore. So like, they're like it seems like that they're obviously aware of stuff that we do or find, and they're like, right, we need to fix this.
So I'm going to put the tinfoil hat on here for a second. I am thoroughly convinced that there are Rockstar employees within the racing community, or just the general community that's playing. I mean, they must be, right? If they're creating this game all day, I can guarantee you in their off time, that's probably one of their hobbies. And I am convinced that there are people within the racing community that work for Rockstar. But I'll take the hat off for now. But
if that's the case, bro, logically, if you can override the proximity placement limit with templates, and that's totally okay, just take away that limit, man. Just take away that limit. Sorry.
Oh, there's a million and one things in there, really. I mean, we've all had those late night chats with friends or something, talking about what if.
That's just the single biggest time waster for me. Just God. Anyway,
what if? It's a dangerous question. Two dangerous words when you put them together.
That's right.
That's a rabbit hole. I'm not sure we're ready to go down here. All right, so we got some comments in chat here. What's up, Alan? There's some other people in here that have joined. What's up, everybody? So Kawhi Moshpit, who's a very established creator, awesome creator in his own right, he says, grab ambient props to have unavailable props. I think that was in reference into what tools we would want in GTA 6. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Like a copy.
Yeah, I mean, just
Kawhi
static
was
props.
The guy that gave me the modded props on Xbox, actually.
Nice.
Nice.
That was nice.
Those, I was looking through mine the other day. Those are pretty much useless now. I was able to... There's some Future Shock props that aren't available in the vanilla menu that are available as modded props. If you have a job where they're already laid, you could copy the job, delete all the other props, save those ones, and it's a way of using some modded. But those modded jobs are pretty much all ruined now. I mean, they released Halloween weather, which that was a big thing with the old mods anyway.
That goes back to my earlier point. Like we were talking in your server, and we were both talking about the Halloween options not being a thing, and then a month later, they're now a thing.
I'm telling you, they've infiltrated it everywhere. So Car Junkie said he's met a few Rockstar employees. I don't doubt it. You've been around a long time, and if they've created this game or they're working on the next one, they've done some sort of coding, they have a connection to the game that's stronger than us. Like, yeah, we love the game, we love the creator or whatever our
Yeah.
particular brand is, but these guys created this game. So, you got to imagine that they're out there and they might have their own crew, they might be in someone else's crew, who knows, but they're out there 100%.
The track smoothing props prove that. Once you get
Oh,
to know
yeah.
those track smoothing props, you understand like somebody put some thought into all the different ways that these are going to be put together, and that's
Yeah.
enough for me.
You've seen it with their own creations. So if you look at the older Rockstar creations, like when Cunning Stunts came out, you look at those creations by Rockstar compared to the ones now. Yeah, they're still shit. But you'll see transitions, like Rockstar using transitions now. When the fuck did that happen? They've gotten better. So they're in the community. There's no one will ever convince me that they're not. And they hear us, they see us. How involved they are? Do they take it as serious as maybe some of us do? Probably not, but they're here.
Yeah. It would be nice to know, though, wouldn't it? Like,
Yeah,
for sure.
it would be.
Like,
Those NDAs, they're keeping
yeah,
quiet.
just Pond said in the chat, remember the NDA?
Yeah. What's up, Ducky? Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We got 25 people in here. All right, so I want to backtrack a little bit here. So I asked you what the favorite track of your own was, and I know you answered this the other day on a different show, but I want to ask it again here now that you've had a few days to marinate.
Okay.
And again, this could be a generational thing, but what are your favorite tracks throughout the years? You could even take it console by console, but let's go through your favorite tracks through the years. Tracks you've seen on Xbox to PC to PlayStation now. What are some of your favorites that you've seen out there?
Quite a lot of Ginger Travis's tracks are really amazing in my opinion. I really enjoy them. He's another creator that dabbles in stunt tracks as well, which I like, obviously. And then there was WW Tornado Alley, which was a PC track. It was community verified, one of the very few fives I had handed out in the scoring. Xbox, a lot of Smax's tracks hold a special place in my heart. Like they're always fun. Rhino's track, the go-kart one, the Mario one that I played quite often, I always forget the name of.
Mario Raceway.
Yeah, how could I forget it?
I told you it's not Mario enough.
That's what I've heard. I've had that feedback.
All right, so you said something interesting there, so let's pause this for a second. You said two interesting things. One, you said it's a 5, which is one of the only tracks I've ever scored a 5. So me and you, we've kind of dug into this a little bit, and I think you know what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't, I'll never be a tester, so thank God for that. But I don't think I could give out a 5, because to me, there's always going to be something that could be, even if it's marginally better placed or something. I don't think anything is going to be perfect, but I don't know. I feel like Rhino's going to disagree with me here too. So I don't want to disagree with two better creators, but
No.
Okay,
I mean,
right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anybody that has played my jobs over the years is going to tell you that they're really fed up of me changing them. That's because I believe they're never perfect. There's always something I can do more to them. So I don't think a perfect track exists. But I think in exceptional circumstances, you can give a 5 to a track. Like WW Tornado Alley, you should check it out. It's incredible, like what he has done. It pushes envelopes. It completely takes you out of the game for a minute. Like it's like got that wow factor. When you've got that wow factor, that's when I hand out the 5s in the community verified thing.
I got you.
Yeah.
Rhino,
yeah, I don't.
Oh, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Sorry, I'm just going to finish up real quick. Like perfect tracks, they don't exist. because you can always look at it from a different angle or something, or get a fresh pair of eyes to look at something and say, well, you could do this little thing and whatever else. But
Yeah. No.
it's situational, isn't it? Like,
It's all subjective, really. I mean,
yeah,
to each his own, unless, there's a flaw, minor flaw. Even then, I think it comes down to the person testing it, really, and, what the creator decides is the best direction that they want to take it.
yeah.
I mean, I'm 100% with NightAngel's philosophy and outlook on that. Like, none of my tracks are perfect, like they can never be perfect, because there's so much that goes into like making a quote unquote perfect track, right? Like you have to have a perfect route. So even if you're doing recreations like I typically do, like you're what is the perfect track? Does it exist? F1 drivers will say Suzuka is the perfect track, but is it? And did you do it exactly right? You can't. That's impossible. So you've got to make decisions. Like, there's too much that goes into theoretically coming up with the best track, the perfect track, and then executing it. You can always do it better. You can just always do it better. And I think most creators know that. So, like when NightAngel said, when he gives out a 5, it's like, yeah, good job. It's like, a pat on the ass, It's like,
Yeah,
good game.
that's right.
It's recognition from people that know, like, you can never get that 5. So is it irony? I don't know. I don't know the definition of that word, but you know
It's a
what I
little
mean.
bit of it.
It's you can give out a 5 depending on like the arena that you're in. If that 5 means something to everybody involved, yeah, sure, you can give out a 5. But does it mean what everybody thinks it means? No, not at all.
No, like the margin from 4 to 5 is nothing at all. But like a track rated a 4 or a track rated a 5 is going to be massive in a way as well. I mean, like even in Bruffy's guidelines, is like, like if there's no issues, like the creator submitted the track and the track's got all like nice hitboxes, good route, nice transitions, all the right props being used, then objectively it should be a 5. But that's never the case, because there's a lot of subjective opinions and thoughts going into the testing, isn't there? Like you can't eradicate it, like unless by the time GTA 6 comes around and he boots it back up and he's got AI testers and he does away with human testers, like it's just going to be what it is, unfortunately.
There's got to be in my opinion, there's got to always be a human element to it, right? It's like you can play the chords right and you can play something perfectly, but if it doesn't move you the way something else will, is it really is it really going to get that extra score?
Yeah, of course, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's lots of different analogies you can take with the creator. Like, has a perfect bit of artwork ever been created that everybody just like, yeah, that's perfect? No, it's the same for the creator. It's the same for music. It's the same for everything.
There's always going to be a different answer depending on who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Just as a creator, you like, not even just CV, just like as a creator, you're trying to create something for people to enjoy that immerses them in your creation for the experience that you've tried to give them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I agree. And you see it in your tracks, NightAngel, like you'll select the exact time of day so that you get the right angle so that the shadows are casting just so on the ground, and like, some people will say like locking cars is no good, but providing that experience, like you put a lot of time into figuring out how all of this works. So, to me, that's having that insight into what you know, what you understand, and the experience that you can provide, like that's what drives me to seek out new creations and new creators and new types of jobs that I don't necessarily do, but I'm inspired by, and I think that's super
Yeah.
cool.
Well, you're talking about shadows and stuff. In my like latest space race thing, I tried to create Gargantua, that supermassive black hole,
Hmm.
using the sun reflecting off of props at certain times of day, and it worked beautifully in the creator, and it was there, and it looked exactly like it. As soon as you went into one line, it completely changed, and it was really irritating. But it looked amazing at the time.
Yeah, no, it's stuff like that. It's just so cool, and I think showcasing the creator's idea is just it's key.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So Pond Skater says, ask Angel about the stunt track that got played that he tried to make better but got deleted. So that sounds like a horrible story.
Do
Yeah.
tell.
I mean, I have loads of tracks that I've deleted out of frustration. Like, there's
Oh
nothing wrong
no.
with them.
I hate that. I'm sorry. I just I've always hated it when, and Jeremy and Ryan know this. I've always hated when a creator, even if the track is terrible. I personally I love to see
The
the
progression.
progression
Yeah.
that creators take.
Yeah, you like it, but I'm trying to get people to play my tracks,
Yeah,
man. They
me
load
and
up some
That's true.
garbage. Like, mm-mm.
That's
Rhino, yeah,
true
we
though.
talked about this the other day too. So
Someone
let me just, okay, so my tale is all my old tracks on my original account. I did that. I went through a phase where I was like, man, these tracks are terrible. I don't want anybody to see these. And at the time, I was sending tracks in to get, verified or whatever, and I didn't want them to load up these other tracks. So I deleted a bunch of stuff. And
Yeah.
of course, I lose access to that account, and now I'm like, oh man, I wish I just had never done that, because I would love to go back and play some of them personally. Like, yeah, if someone loads it up and they think it sucks, whatever. Hopefully they've tried my newer stuff too. But for me, man, I just wish I still had them, and that's the risk. I think you guys obviously aren't risking
yeah.
your accounts like I was, but that's the risk, I think, is you lose them forever and then you don't have them and you wish you did.
Well, that brings up some interesting
Yeah.
philosophical questions, then, doesn't it? I mean, you know, just as a gamer, let's just keep it on subject. I dedicated so many hours of my life to World of Warcraft, and for me, like, it would be cool to go back and be part of that world, see that world again, but it's gone, man. Like, it doesn't exist anymore, and I'm okay with that. But
Yeah.
right now, I'm creating tracks,
Yeah.
and if I can influence anybody in any little way, or at least not influence them to not look out my other tracks, then I'm gonna do that.
That's fair. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair way to look at it. It's just I think
I hear you.
I
I hear
I
you.
have this philosophy of like I hate the fact that when something's gone, it's gone forever, no memory of it. I just think when you keep something around, it kind of, I don't know.
Life is a
Sorry about
balance
my
of
bird.
holding on and letting go. That's the one thing I've learned. But that said, I'm getting better all the time, and I'm making more tracks. So like, if it's
Absolutely.
good, then I'm gonna keep it around. I think I've gotten to the point where like most of these tracks are gonna stick around. At least until 6. But that's the thing. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do until then? I'm gonna keep making tracks, that's for sure. But like, I'm just learning so much more about so many more different styles, like specifically stunt. I'm trying to make one now. I haven't made a stunt track before, but there's so much that goes into it that I just haven't considered before, and it's a blast. Like, it's a blast to think about these problems to solve. I don't necessarily like them. I don't like racing them, but like building it, it's cool. It's a lot of fun. So like, that's what I'm going to do until the next iteration of the game, because I can't predict what's going to happen until then. So I don't know. I want to reach out. I want to expand and get into more communities. I know I wasn't asked that question, but I think it ties into, everything we're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. So DJ kind of brought up something, semi-related here in chat. Matronex, who one of my all-time, I would say, top three all-time PS creators. He deleted most of his tracks because of negative feedback. Um, yeah, that's unfortunate, and that is a true story. Although I think recently he has put a few of them back out. Some of his more famous ones. But you're talking about a lot of comments coming in. You're talking about an amazing creator, very well scored, typically, and then yeah, just deleted just about all of his tracks, if not all of them, because of some feedback or whatever. But yeah, there's
Oh
just
wow, that's
I did not know that, and that kind of hurts my heart a little bit.
everyone is. I mean,
yeah.
if you've been in the PS community, you've been on a Matronex track, especially if you're here prior to a year ago when he did that. But I mean, he's I'm pretty sure he's one of the highest scoring creators of the program, CV program. But
Mm.
amazing creator, and yeah, it's just I guess people
Yeah,
delete them for different reasons, but it's unfortunate.
yeah, that kind of brings into another thing I'd like to touch on is like the feedback for creators is always underwhelming. Like, what I mean is, people are very quick to point out the negative in a track, even if it's done in a constructive way.
Hmm.
But they never, like in my experiences, the majority of the time when people like play someone's track, they're just like, oh, it's a nice track or something. And it wasn't until I joined the stunt community where they're just like really nice and they have a look and they think of something nice to say. And that's the motivation that should be passed around a lot
Yep.
more. Is
Yeah.
like really, really just saying something nice about someone's track it's good to get that feedback for sure. But like when you know someone's not just saying it because they're pointing something out specifically within the track that they can like relate to, that's when that motivation scale rises. Like, and negative feedback, it's you've just got to like move above it. Like, you just don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Because if it's not done from a like a constructive
Constructed,
viewpoint,
yeah.
then just leave it at the wayside. Because it's only going to wind you up. Because creators, we are sensitive people. You
Oh
know,
my, yes,
like
yes we
we
are.
spend a lot of time like in the creator or making this, and as much as I will honestly say right now that I am not making my tracks for anybody else but myself. But even when I'm doing that, I'm like making the track and I'm like, I wonder how people are gonna like receive this track. Are they gonna like it or something? And
Hmm.
you are spending hours of your time making something for the community. Like,
You're considering
just
them. That's
yeah,
what I think. That's what I think sets the really, really great creators apart from each other and from people that are just starting out or just want to make like formula tracks to like get what I mean. The true creators that love it. They love it because they enjoy doing things for their friends. They like
yeah,
to sit there and think like, okay, I could do this one way, but I think people might enjoy it more the other way. And it's touching on what you're talking about, being sensitive to creations and feedback. You hear something like that you've done
yeah,
something one way, and it's like, well, yeah, I know, I thought about that, but I figured based on all these other options, that this would be the best route. And maybe it turns out that it's not, but for me the most helpful thing has been like that positive reinforcement, to keep creating tracks and then getting to see those tracks played. Because if you create an issue, it's going to come out. you do 30 laps around a track with 16 people in a lobby, like, you're gonna find out where the issues are, and you don't need somebody to point those out. So, you know,
Yeah, that's right.
you know what I mean. So like,
I know exactly what
it's
you mean.
the biggest danger to the community as a whole is losing the motivation and losing the creators and losing, you know, people that have that passion, have that skill, and don't necessarily get that positive reinforcement when they need it, you know?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, how do I influence that? You know, I try to build people up as best I can, you know. I'm human, obviously, so I come off spicy quite more often than not, I'm sure, but you know, like, the intent is there. Like, I want to have a community where we are all sharing information, you know, like, I
Yeah.
think that this technique would be best for this corner. You're going to run into these issues, you know. And then the creator's free to go and do that, learn what that technique is, or employ that technique, or either way, we're all collaborating, and sharing that information and growing as a community. So yeah, to
Yeah, that's
just sort
right.
of plus one your point, it's the
It,
motivation and the positive reinforcement. I think that's just so key.
yeah, yeah, that's right. And like another thing is, sometimes I have like crazy mental health issues, and making tracks like really helps ground me. So
Hmm.
when I've made a track and I'm feeling a bit shit about stuff or something, and then someone says something, it really perks me up. And I'm sure it's the same for other people. Like if you're having a bad day and you've made like a track, and someone gives you a message saying that was really fun or something, it like that'll perk anybody up, wouldn't it? So more positivity needed,
Yeah.
please.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been pondering his comments, man.
Yeah, he's funny. I've been keeping an eye on that. So,
Yeah.
all right. So just to kind of get into that a little bit more. So you know, obviously you're a tester. What are your thoughts on people that aren't creators testing the tracks and in terms of the feedback there related? You know, you're an average creator.
Um,
You're me. You're Power Stormy. You're trying to get. You know, what feedback would you be listening to in that case?
um, well, if we said CV, then I'd be trying to listen to anybody that's testing the track for CV. But I think in general, then I want to get like a few different sources of feedback. So from the user, you know, like the racers, like I want to know what their experience is like on the track. I probably wouldn't listen to them where it comes to propping techniques or something.
Sure.
I'd
Yeah.
like to listen to another creator, somebody who knows about like why I built something the way I have, and if they have a different approach to how they would do it to make it better, then that would be feedback worth listening to. But as far as somebody that hasn't made a track, it's really just that track experience feedback that I'd want to listen to.
The
I
drivability
hope.
aspect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that
I
makes
mean,
sense. I mean, so, you know, where do you see the future of, you know, obviously we're coming to a whole new game and, you know, are you where do you see the future of that and the scoring of that or what's ideal for you for that?
what for CV you mean, or?
Yeah, yeah, for like the to be CV certified or verified, I should say.
Um, well, I'm hoping Ruffy takes on what I said to him and just verifies a track or doesn't verify a track. I think there's going to be a lot like we spoke about the other day. There's going to be some discrepancies between people, but hopefully we can find a happy balance and more diverse people testing, different people from different communities. I mean, if it's going to be representative of the creator community, then
It's
you
got to
need
be
somebody
from
from every
other.
community.
That's a great
Yeah,
point.
like I
If you
mean,
got a
in
stunt
the
track, it's got to be someone from somebody that
exactly,
is
exactly.
does that religiously.
Yeah, I mean, like the early days of Xbox testing, the testing team was pants. Eventually, people went, and more people came in, and like as it is at the moment, while it's ending, the testing team is probably the best team that you could hope for because there's someone that has created, there's someone from a racing experience, there's people that have made tracks on all different categories, like and verified tracks. So you're ticking all the boxes there. PC's always been a bit reluctant in their testing team. There's been like I tested PC for about a year and a half, I think, and there was probably no more than 4 people actually testing each month. So we need more active people testing, but I don't know. Like if we're talking GTA 6, and I don't think Broffy's going to be the only person doing stuff. In the same way that he wasn't the only person doing stuff in the beginning of GTA 5. There was Picano, GTA Men was doing some things with the creator community.
Mm-hmm.
There's that dude who plays on Xbox. I can't remember his name, but he's like a really popular YouTuber. He does like Survive the Hunt stuff. Do you guys know who I'm talking
I've
about?
seen the
I
videos. I
think I
don't know
know who
who
you're
it
talking
is,
about.
but
Yeah.
we actually, yeah, we replicated that here recently in Torque. But yeah,
Yeah,
James, if you're watching, let us know who that is. That's who showed me those videos. But yeah, that's an interesting perspective from an actual tester. Rhino, what are your thoughts on that?
On
Fail racing.
whether or not
fail race. That's the one.
Yep.
fail race,
And
yeah.
the link's just commented. Yeah.
Um, so I think it's an interesting question, right? So can you have a system of sort of quality assurance where somebody who doesn't know the intricacies of track creating has the authority to say, yeah, I have buy-in for this track. I approve. I see no reason that people should not play this track. Um,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you absolutely have room for that if that's like the structure that you're in. Um, but I think it sort of brings NightAngel's point about the community verified program going to an approved, not approved, verified, not verified, method. Um,
Yeah.
it's I think it works in that situation because it sort of brings what we've been talking about as like what our motivations as creators are, what it is that we're listening to, what it is that we want as a community. Um, we don't really want to be rated and judged in this sort of official capacity where other people are forming opinions based on like how well our tracks are received in a given framework. Um, because that has an
Yeah.
effect. So whoever or whatever it is that we're doing as a community, as content creators, as streamers, as hosts, as crew leaders, whatever, it's going to influence sort of the direction that these tracks are taking. So to have a system where people are ranked, people are like there is a qualitative and quantitative standard, it's going to affect like what we do, especially in a new game. So while I think that there is merit in having people that don't create having input as to whether or not tracks are quality assured or not, I think that's separate from like what it is I want to see out of sort of the creator community in terms of like recognition and I want to hear from the creators. So I don't know if that really answers your question, but I think it sheds insight into where a creator may be coming from given whichever situation they may find themselves in. How they may receive feedback, I guess, is the header on that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think with anything, communication is key, right? If you could communicate, on how it could be better, or if it's in some cases a five, sometimes it's perfect, and communicating why it could be a five. It was convincing. So I think communication as is the biggest part of helping this community grow. And I'm with you guys. I want it to be a collaborative effort of a lot of knowledgeable people all coming together and sharing how to make it all work and how to make it more navigable, make it easier for people to understand. And that's my hope for GTA 6 and the creator, but we're a long
Yeah.
long ways from that, fortunately.
I mean,
Well,
for the in the future, it'll be a lot like the past. Like what I mean is like somebody is gonna make a track in GTA 6 that is gonna push the envelope, and then that's gonna be the direction for a number of weeks or months. That's the kind of tracks that people are gonna emulate, take inspiration from, and then somebody else is gonna then make a track that's completely different to that one and does a different technique, and then people are gonna follow that one. That's how the creative community works, really, isn't it? Like somebody makes something, and then everybody else wants to make it
wants to emulate it.
in their way of
Mm-hmm.
doing it. Yeah,
Hmm.
but the only I think the only real question you need to ask yourself is how bothered by CV will you be? Because at the moment, CB is the only thing we've got for GTA 5 as creators. It's the only thing that's shedding any sort of light on our community. Because, Rockstar aren't really doing it, let's be honest.
Well,
GTA 6 comes around, there's going to be lots of people wanting to cash in on YouTube videos or whatever. So there's going to be people racing again, there's people going to be creating again. Like, it just, I don't know, it's like, oh, I don't know. Let me think
no,
about
I
this for a
know.
few minutes. You go
No,
ahead,
no, no,
Ryan.
no, 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 no. I'm with you. So like, I agree 100% with what you're saying about people are going to like. There's going to be a meta, right? So you're going to have that broad, overreaching sort of like game that's being played for views and likes and stuff like that. There's that aspect of it. Um, but I think also if we keep the creator community alive for the next 2 years and just sort of focus on building a community where we can put up our showcase videos, like you put out some amazing videos. I'm learning. Like Benny's Motorsports puts out like Hollywood level videos,
Oh,
Ben
awesome.
Store, he's making videos. The list goes on, but my point is like we're doing what we can to showcase our work ourselves, and there's also crews that are running these mixed lists. They're doing their own organized events, and like these creator community or rather racing communities and I should say job communities, they exist. And they need people to make jobs for them. So I feel like while the motivation to get that big stage is always going to be there, I think in the interim we can just keep everything alive so when it drops we can hit the ground running and we can all collaborate and figure out like, hey, when we used to use the 15-degree track up here, it doesn't work anymore because we don't have that. Let's start doing this. You know what I mean? Like we can,
Yeah, that's right.
and
That's
like we'll
right.
all be competing for the fame or whatever. I mean, those of us who want it. Um, but I think just continuing sort of that idea, if we can find other creators that are interested in that sort of collaborative creation. I think that'll just be better for the racing community, the creator community, the CV community, whoever it is that's doing anything involved with GTA. If the people that are like creating the arenas that we're competing in are all working together, then everybody wins.
Yeah, that's right.
We got a couple interesting things here in chat. Qbert says, a question for Angel. Does he have anything in the making that will be a blockbuster or something completely different from what he has created?
Oh, not particularly. Yeah, I just make a track as and when I like feel like it. To be honest, like I don't really make plans to make tracks. It just either comes to me. Hopefully, I can make another blockbuster before the game ends.
It's funny, like the term blockbuster, because a lot of your tracks are movie related. You got Disney and the Minion movie, and so it's funny that he used
Oh, yeah.
blockbuster, which is
What's the next
an old video chain.
I do take a lot of inspiration from movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey, that's awesome. And then Kai Katz, who's an established longtime PS creator, says, we will be at the mercy of Rockstar of what tools we are given. Hopefully it's better than what we have right now. Well, I got to imagine that it's going to be something very similar to what we have now with maybe a few extra things. I don't think it's going to be much better than what we have right now, to be honest. My expectations aren't high.
I mean, my only point to that is, yeah, I totally agree, but man, I'm going to be here figuring it out, and I love the creator and I love creating, so, if you're trying to find secrets and know stuff before me, I'm sharing everything. Sorry.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, same here.
There.
Yeah. No.
One tool that I haven't thought of, and I've just thought of it this second. I got to say it is co-op creation. That would be amazing. So
Yeah.
we record into the creator at the same time, and we can just build its sections and move in the middle.
That's almost already in existence. I mean, there's a few tracks out there that have been a multi-effort. Through share screen, but that would be, I think, really cool.
I've done one similar on PlayStation with the stunt community, but it's horrible to use. There's like a 2-second delay between what you press and what happens on the screen. So
whatsoever.
Yeah, collaboration tracks have always been, I think, an interest of everyone. I know there's been humongous collaborations on PC side of things, and then smaller things, and I'm sure Xbox is here. But that's, some of my best times over the years. I've been playing since 2015. Some of my favorite moments, I'll say, have been in share screen with another creator, just shooting the shit, and just building together. That's to me, that's one of my favorite things to do, actually. So yeah, collaboration.
I did a
would be
collaboration with Ujamino's a stunt race creator the other day, and we just shared an account, and that worked really well.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's check if we got anything in chat here. Pond skaters.
You should have Pond Skater on the podcast one time. He'll give you some stuff to talk about. He's a right miserable fart.
Yeah, that's another thing we talk about. Like, who else could we bring on here? Who would you want to see on the show, NightAngel, personally?
I don't know. Just different people from different communities would be cool. I would imagine. Or Brittany. Brittany would be a good person to have on here.
Being
on
could
all
be
3
in the
platforms.
Works.
Plus 8th gear has a lot to do with 8th gear. I think.
So I think we're at a point where I think we're going to close it here with one final question. And I'm going to be honest, I heard this question on a different podcast, nothing to do with GTA. It was just such a funny question that when I heard it, it was on the New Heights podcast, if anyone is familiar with that. But when I heard it, I said, I got to ask NightAngel this because it's going to be just such a funny thing, I think. So this is completely non-GTA related, but if you had your choice out of the whole animal kingdom to switch your legs with any animal's legs, which animal would you choose and why? And before you answer, I want you to think about it because there's some different options here. You could go with power and speed, the elephant leg, or you could go with fast, some kind of ostrich leg, something like that. And when I heard the question, I had to ask you. I'm sorry, I know it's way off topic. But...
That's okay. Give me a second.
And Rhino and Vapid, I want to hear you guys too on this one.
Yeah, let them go first, and I can have a good long think.
Just my legs?
Just your legs. Any animal in the animal kingdom. I mean, hopefully exclude insects here, but...
Now, this is important.
What's your occupation?
Is it the anatomy only, or do I get like the hair and the skin
just
coloration?
Legs. Just left leg, right leg.
Do I get to be?
Like, if I get rhino legs, like, are they scaly and gross, or like, is it like just regular
rhino
person
leg.
legs in like rhino form?
It's a rhino leg, big round foot, gray. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with tiger then because I want like I don't want to wear pants anymore. And tigers can leap up to elephants. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and they got them claws. And they're fabulous. Like the stripes, bro. Come on. So, yeah, I'm going with tiger legs.
That's solid. That is a solid answer. All right.
So by legs, right, do I get all 4 legs, or do I just replace my own 2 legs with just 2?
If it's a 4-legged animal, it would be the rear of the animal, left and right leg.
Well, following that logic, I'd obviously be a centaur because, man, those guys are sexy. Not the horse part.
Not the horse part.
Not the horse part.
The
upper body. I would have so much upper body strength, right?
Yeah,
and I think
that don't count though. You only get the left and right leg now, so you have hoofs at this point.
Well,
I mean, he can still
looks like
have
we
the
got to
back
start getting
legs
the
of a
gains in.
centaur.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Wow. If I don't get the buff upper body,
legs.
A giraffe. Okay. All right. That's a solid answer.
That's a good one. I like that
What's
one.
the logic there?
They're really tall.
Really tall. There you go.
Yeah, and they're fast and absolutely savage.
yeah.
We're getting some interesting responses in chat here. I don't know if I can even read some of these out loud.
The mass of a person with the legs of a giraffe, like, those would be so powerful. Yeah, no, giraffe is right.
Yeah.
Dang, I wish I would have picked giraffe.
So the guys on the podcast I watched, they play football for a living, but the one picked elephant, and then the other one picked ostrich, and it was so funny. I was like, I gotta ask NightAngel this. It'll loosen up the conversation and be a good way to close it out, I think. But to those of you still here, I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We're gonna try to get this uploaded to Spotify as well. Make sure you subscribe to these guys' channels. You got NightAngel UK, you got Wreckin' Randy, and you got Quite the Rhino. I appreciate everybody that's stuck around this whole time. I'm still getting comments here on the animal question, flea legs.
They're still coming in there.
But we're going to try to keep this rolling this time. So I know we took a 2-year hiatus, but we're going to try to keep these going bi-monthly and, get some good guests in here for you guys. So it's appreciated and certainly appreciated. NightAngel, again, thank you, sir, and looking forward to everything you do. Love your work.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
You're
thank
welcome.
Good to have you.
Great to be here.
All right. Well, you guys take it easy. And until next time.
Thanks, y'all.
See you.